So they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? I mean, that technically means this presentation has got like 5,069 words in it. Hey everyone, I'm Tyler, and my photo essay is on divorce, which is something I've personally, experienced with my parents divorcing when I was 4. And so it's something I thought I'd share to the world and show you how it affects the people around them. So, were my parents meant to love each other? That's what the books told me, and that's what I thought, and I was obviously wrong. I felt alone in this world with my parents away, and I felt this lack of love, which is what this shows. This lack of love, and this lack of feeling alone. Oh, that's not the right one. Hang on, this is terrible. Oh, I'm back? Alright. So, this shows me someone sitting on the lounge, which is pretty much one of the most populated places in the house. As most people sit there, and they're sitting there alone to show how there's no one with them, and they feel alone even in the most populated of places. And you should see that they're sitting on the dark side of the blinds to show that they're away from the lights. And the light's only in the top right third of the picture to show that even though they're surrounded in darkness, there's still that little bit of light there. Now, no one ever grew up thinking they were normal, did they? See, me, I was constantly looking back at my life, looking for the brightness when I was younger, which is in the middle third of that. You can see I'm physically looking back, and there's the light there, which is symbolizing the good times of my life. Now, shrouding that is the darkness and masking it. So it shows that no matter how much I look back and try to find the brightness in my life, there's always that darkness there, shadowing me and following me around. It's also symbolic of how I left my parents. When my parents left and I left with my mum, I was looking back at my dad and trying to see him again. See, when I was 4, my parents split. And my father couldn't cook if his life depended on it, and so he thought it'd be a good idea to have sausages every night, which, being the difficult kid I was, I grew very sick of. And I ended up having smaller meals, which is what that shows. It shows that you're grateful for what you're given. You don't ask for more, and you just take what you're given. It also shows that the table's set for 2 other people, even though it's just me. It's showing that even though there's no one else there, they're still there with you, and you're constantly thinking about them and expecting them, and just wanting to live life like a normal family, which is something that I obviously couldn't have. Now, statistics show that 1 in 3 couples end in divorce, and even further, 50% of them get remarried. Now, I know I'm not the luckiest kid in the world, but you can imagine my shock when I find out I'm 17% that has to get remarried. Like, when I was 7, my mum got remarried. When I was 8, my dad got remarried. And I was really involved. I was really close to my mum when I was 8, and I was really scared of the idea of having a new parent, and which is what this is showing. The lightness is having a new parent in my family, a new family member, but instead I'm hiding away and looking and blocking this lightness, blocking this good thing in my life, and I'm concentrating on having my mum replaced, which is what I thought was happening, and I was frightened beyond belief. There's nothing that could have helped me during that situation. Now, you see, everyone tries to compare themselves like apples and oranges, which I find is complete balls, because when I compare myself to other people, it's like comparing apples and cakes, which is just terrible. And that's pretty much what my parents were like. You couldn't compare them to each other. And this photo is juxtaposing what the objects are in it. For example, you've got the apple, which is healthy, which is what my mum tried to do. She tried to look after us and to give us what we need. Well, my dad would be the type of guy that gives you the cake, what you want, what you would enjoy, and all of that. It shows how my parents were competing with each other, constantly trying not to outdo each other, but one-up each other and give us what we want, or what we need. Try to give us what we need in life, not what we think we need. Now, in these photos, you might have noticed, but there's only ever one person in them, at the max. That's to show how lonely they are at the times when they must need the people. And I didn't get over this until I went through therapy and lots of counsellors, and that was 10 years after my parents divorced, and it's something that I could recommend to anyone. Instead of going through all the fighting, going through everything, I'd recommend going to the counsellor. Go and see people, go and talk about it, don't just try to play it all out. Anyways, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to split on you all now. Thank you all for listening, being a great audience.